In April, General Motors announced they would be moving their headquarters to the future Hudson's Detroit building. CBS News Detroit's Walter Murphy brings us those details from downtown.
Well, the Renaissance Center is a staple in the Detroit skyline, but its most famous resident is about to move down the street. Now its future is uncertain, but one real estate investor is looking at buying the Renaissance Center, while others say it might need to be torn down altogether. With glowing letters atop its headquarters, General Motors has been a staple of Detroit's skyline. But next year, that will all change when GM moves its headquarters from the Renaissance Center down the street to its new home inside of Hudson's Detroit, which has people asking, what's next for these iconic towers?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Kirk Pinho has been researching and writing about commercial real estate in Detroit for decades. He says there are only two options for the RenCen at play right now.
A partial demolition is being considered, but there are conversations about also reusing it.
A partial demolition sparked by the changing landscape of corporate America. According to Upwork, by 2025, an estimated 32.6 million Americans will be working remotely, which counts for about 22% of the entire workforce.
That's where the sort of state of development is going. You don't want just one use in a building. You want to diversify your rent roll, which is the types of tenants you have in there.
Begging the question, could the towers soon be home to apartments, offices, and potentially even schools? Well, maybe. According to this document obtained by CBS News Detroit, Resurgence Realty, an LLC owned by Detroit real estate mogul Dan Gilbert, and GM-affiliated Riverfront Holdings have entered into a put and call agreement, which means that for a period of time, the seller and the buyer have the option to require either party to make the move and give up or take ownership of the RenCen. And while it may be far from a done deal, with Dan Gilbert's track record for breathing new life into old buildings, Pinho believes it will all come down to money.
But there's also sort of an emotional appeal of the Renaissance Center. It's the defining property on the skyline. So is it out of the question that those buildings are saved and repurposed? Absolutely not. They certainly could be.
It's still unclear exactly what the for sale price for the Renaissance Center is. It's also unclear exactly how long they have for that option that I mentioned earlier, but Pinho believes we'll have an answer one way or another by the end of the year. Reporting downtown, I'm Walter Murphy, CBS News Detroit.